Challenge accepted. Now here is a wonderful example of how atheists will just pick up any logic, any thought, and run with it, whether it makes sense, whether it doesn't make sense, as long as it supports their point of view. They don't care if it makes sense or not. It makes sense to them because it puts the score in their favor. And that's all they care about, is points on a scoreboard. Atheism won. Theism, nothing. And here is a perfect example of that.
There's an issue that I perceive as severely problematic by any theist point that involves the fact that every single person in this room, and in fact every single person on this planet, is an atheist many times over in regards to the pantheon of gods that have come before. And the reality is that the people that believed in these gods believed it with every bit of fervency that anybody in here might believe in the Abrahamic God. And there's a problem there because none of those gods are any less likely, quite frankly. None of them are any less rational. They're all irrational. The fact of the matter is the possibility of Zeus existing is no less likely than the possibility of Yahweh. And I think it's a serious problem that I think has to be addressed, and it never has been to my liking, ever.
This is perfectly simple. What he's saying is that, well, you're an atheist compared to other gods. You're an atheist as far as Thor is concerned, and the people that worship Thor are atheists where the Christian gods are concerned. But this is totally bass-ackwards. I mean, the idea of atheism is that they believe that there are 0 gods in existence. Once that number goes up, they are no longer atheists. Let's use a few examples here. And we can use many examples to debunk this quite easily. Vegetarians, they don't eat meat. Well, okay, I'll be a vegetarian that only eats pork, or I'll be a vegetarian that only eats chicken. But I won't eat any of the other meats. That's stupid. If I eat some kind of meat, I am not a vegetarian. Same goes in reverse. Say a meatitarian, a person who only eats meat, but then eats carrots but no other vegetable. Well, they're not a meatitarian because they eat some vegetable. And you can do this with any example. I don't drive cars, just the one in my own parking lot. I don't drive the billions and other billions of cars upon the world, so I don't drive. It doesn't work that way, does it? Hey, I'm pregnant. I am. I'm just having one less baby than somebody else. Now, isn't that ridiculous? Isn't that absolutely ridiculous?
It's easy to address. Definition of atheism. Remember, I'm going to read again from the Encyclopedia of Philosophy. According to the most usual definition, an atheist is a person who maintains that there is no God. That is, that the sentence God exists expresses a false proposition. Therefore, in no sense am I an atheist. Just because I deny the existence of Odin and Thor and Zeus and Hermes doesn't make me an atheist, because to be an atheist, you need to believe the proposition there is no God. And I believe there is a God.
I'm sorry, but that's semantics.
Excuse me?
That's semantics.
No,
You're
sir,
arguing
it's
semantics.
not. This means that you believe a universally quantified statement. There is no such being as God. And I don't believe that, because I do believe that there is a God.
So use a word other than atheist, it still comes to the same thing.
No, what you have been led astray by a common sort of internet infidel talking point that is given to atheists to use against theists to make it seem like the atheist claim is less radical, that everybody is an atheist about other gods. And that's simply not true, because to be an atheist, you have to believe there is no God at all. And I don't believe that, so in no sense am I an atheist. Now, you've simply asserted that belief in Odin and Thor and Zeus and so forth is no more rational or irrational than belief in classical theism.
This is a perfect example of typical atheist mentality. This isn't logic. This isn't critical thinking. It isn't reasoning. This is just taking an idea and playing around with the words until you get something that favors you. The same trick is done by lawyers every day. They reword it until they can put a spin on something that makes you either look guilty or innocent. It's just a trick. And the world is getting wise to these tricks. I mean, I'm an agnostic, but I'm going to put it on the line here. With logic like this, these are the people that we are going to entrust with figuring out whether there's a God or not. No. We can't do it. We can't do it. We cannot do it. We cannot trust these people to figure out whether there's a God or not. They don't want there to be a God. This is further proof of that. They don't want there to be a God. They hate the idea of God. It's a pure and simple fact.